So, at the beginning of the film, we see a boy named Mitaya standing inside a subway station, completely terrified. He feels as if he is trapped inside a never-ending maze. No matter how many times he walks past exit number 8, he somehow ends up back at the same place again, and every single time he notices a silent man passing by. A man who walks straight ahead without saying a word. Even though Mitaya is frightened, he finally gathers the courage to ask the man for directions. But the moment he turns around, he freezes. That same man is suddenly standing right behind him, wearing a strange smile, almost as if he can read Mitaya's thoughts. Shocked and overwhelmed with fear, Mitaya doesn't ask anything and immediately runs forward. As he runs, his eyes fall on a board that reads Exit 0. But strangely, the sign above it still says Exit 8. This instantly feels wrong to him. Once, twice, even after trying hundreds of times, Mitaya searches desperately for a way out. Every corridor looks identical, and the doors seem more like decorative showpieces than real exits. No matter where he goes, he keeps wandering through the same maze again and again. He even tries to make an emergency call, but none of the exit intercoms are working. His phone has completely lost signal as well. Exhausted, Mitaya finally stops and stands still. His attention shifts to a picture hanging on the wall. In the image, a group of ants is trapped inside a strange loop, endlessly moving while trying to find a destination, just like him. But the ants have no exit, and neither does Mitaya. At that moment, a terrifying realization hits him. He is stuck in the same kind of endless loop, and escaping might be impossible. While he is lost in these thoughts, something horrifying suddenly happens. Blood begins dripping from the board above that reads Exit 8, slowly pouring down onto his face. Completely terrified, Mitaya instinctively runs backward instead of forward. And that's when he notices something shocking. The board that previously read Exit 0 has now changed to Exit 1. Everything else around him remains exactly the same. However, this time, some instructions are written near the board. One rule stands out clearly: pay close attention. If you notice anything changed or abnormal, immediately turn back and run. And the second rule written there was even clearer. If you don't notice anything abnormal or changed, then continue moving forward toward Exit 8, just like before. Mitaya quickly understands something important. The red liquid that had fallen from the board earlier was actually an abnormality. Because he ran back at the right moment, he moved from Exit 0 to Exit 1. Realizing this, a small sense of hope rises inside him. Maybe, just maybe, he can escape from this place. With renewed determination, Mitaya once again starts walking toward Exit 8. This time, he carefully observes everything around him. He doesn't notice any change or abnormal detail, so he keeps moving forward confidently. But when he finally reaches the board again, his heart sinks. The sign once again reads Exit 0. Where Exit 1 had appeared earlier, it has now reset back to 0. This means he made a mistake somewhere. At that moment, Mitaya realizes something crucial. This entire situation works like a game. Just like in a game where one wrong move resets all progress, a single mistake here sends him back to the beginning. If he wants to survive and escape this maze, he must strictly follow the rules and move carefully. After thinking for a moment, Mitaya takes out his phone and starts clicking pictures of every small and large detail around him. His plan is simple. When he passes through the corridor again, he can compare the photos and easily spot any changes. He even takes a photo of the silent man who keeps walking under the Exit 8 board again and again. So far, nothing seems abnormal. Confident in his observation, Mitaya moves forward. When he reaches the next board, he finally sees Exit 1 written on it again. This confirms that his understanding was correct. Nothing had changed earlier, and he successfully cleared level 1. Now he knows what he must do for the next stage. To reach the next level, he must once again walk through the corridor and carefully identify any abnormality. But just as he pulls out his phone to check the pictures and compare details, something unexpected happens. All the photos on his phone suddenly become blurred. Nothing is visible anymore. At that moment, Mitaya realizes the truth. This game cannot be won using technology. Only his observation and mind can help him survive. While he is still processing this, he suddenly notices something disturbing. The same man who usually walks silently under the Exit 8 board is now standing completely still. Mitaya instantly understands this is the abnormality. Without wasting a second, he turns around and runs back towards the corridor behind him. But the scary thing was that the man started following him in such a way that he was not even walking. But whenever Miyata looked back, The man was right behind him. Miyata fell down in fear. When he got up, he saw that he had reached the board with exit 0, where finally 2 was written, and the man was not behind him, which means that he had crossed another level. After crossing 2 levels, Miyata's confidence increases even more. Confidently, he now starts remembering everything and starts looking for the change. He was roaming inside the same table again when he heard the sound of a child crying from inside a locker. Frightened, he opened the locker and was scared to see the scene inside. It was not shown. But Matara ran backwards in fear. In this way, he had crossed his 3rd level also. Exit 3 was now written on the board of exit 0. He thought that only 5 more levels were left, after which he would reach the corridor and get out of this nightmare. He again went towards the exit gate and again started looking at everything carefully. This time he felt as if someone was watching him while he was passing through this corridor. When he looked at the pictures, the people in the pictures were looking at him with their eyes rolling. He experienced this thing and quickly ran backwards again, and finally the exit board changed to the board of exit 0, exit 4, which meant that he had crossed 4 levels. He was very happy. He had won half the game. He was getting more panicky, along with being happy because he knew that if he made even a small mistake, he would go back to 0. Again, he started walking towards exit 8. He was just passing through the corridor when his phone rang. He saw that his girlfriend was calling. Mitaya felt very strange with her call, because just a few days ago they both had decided to leave each other. When Mitaya picked up the call, he came to know that he was going to become a dad. That girl had left all the decision on Mitaya. If Mitaya wanted to give birth to this child, then that girl was also ready to come to Mitaya again. Hearing this, Mitaya's heart starts feeling strange. He remembers an incident a few days ago when he was inside a train and a child was crying. A man had scolded that crying child and his mother. He wanted to take a stand for that child and his mother and wanted to say something to that man, but he did not have the courage to say anything. How could he take the responsibility of his son as a child? He was left confused. At the same time, he also disconnected the call, and as soon as the call was disconnected, the exit board, which was at 4 earlier, again became 0. Actually, he had made a big mistake. He already knew that there was no signal coming in the table, and the biggest change here was the call from his girlfriend, and he missed this change, and he did not come back to the exit board. And now where he had crossed half the level earlier, he had again come to 0. He had to play the whole game again. Miyata gets so frustrated with this thing that he sits down and starts shouting loudly. He had to cross this mess, but now he did not have any motivation left in him. He kept moving forward with dead steps, but now he did not see anything different inside this mess. After taking a turn in the corridor, he saw a child here, and he immediately ran towards the back exit. But he saw that the number 0 was still showing on the exit board. That means that the child had not changed at all. It was revealed that the child was stuck in this mess just like Miyata, and he was also trying to get out of there. Miyata also sees the man here who always passes in front of him, wearing suit and boots. At this point, Miyata understands that the man was also not a part of this mess, but was stuck in this mess just like Miyata and this child, and he was also looking for a way to get out of here. We were shown that the man wearing suit and boots and this child used to work as a team earlier. They also repeatedly saw a girl in this mess who was not trying to get out of here, like them. When that man asked the girl that, "Why are you not trying to get out of here?" So the girl replied, "I get pushed around in trains every day, go to work. Life is so tough. I don't think I should go back to that tough life. I am quite relaxed at this table." The girl was saying all this when her voice slowly started changing. She started saying the same sentence again and again, which she had said once, when her voice became heavy and changed to a man's voice. The man understood that this is an abnormality here, and he immediately ran towards the back exit board with the child. They were shown that the number 6 was now appearing on their exit board. That means they were very close to winning the game. They go around the whole table once again. They try to find out what change had happened in this table. They see that girl passing by again, but she does not talk to them. The child sees that the door handles were installed in a strange manner here. The child also tries to tell this to the big man, but the man ignores the child and takes him forward. And in this way he lost so much time. Ignorance. Such a small mistake takes his whole game back, and his exit board comes back to 0 number. That means he had lost the game, and now he had to start again. That man was now shattered. He was tired. He screamed at that, too. But it was necessary to get out of here. So he got ready to play this game once again. He held the child's hand and started walking on this table again. The interesting thing was that now he had also seen a way to go up. He became very happy. He wanted to go up by climbing the stairs. But the child kept explaining to him that this is a game. This is an abnormality. We have to turn back according to the rules. But this big man did not listen to the child, and he climbed the stairs, and because of that he got stuck in this table. The child who had gone towards the exit board saw that now there was 1 on the exit board instead of 0. That means this child was right. Those stairs were an abnormality. There is no way to go out. That child also knew now that the man will always remain trapped in those stairs. Anyway, the story shifts back to Miyata, where he saw that child. Miyata understood that this child and that man were playing as a team earlier. So seeing this child alone, he also understood that the big man has left the child. He did not feel good for the child at all. Now that child became Miyata's friend, and Miyata quickly realized that this child's IQ is very high. That means this child is very intelligent, and he catches even the smallest changes very easily. Using the child's skills, these people soon crossed the first and then the second level as well. And when they were roaming inside this mess to cross the third level, suddenly the lights of the mess started flickering, started blinking. Along with the crying of the children, the sounds of rats speaking in a strange way started coming here. When Miyata turned on the light of his phone, he saw that man standing in a very strange manner. Miyata got scared and immediately ran back, holding the child's hand, and he came to know that he had crossed another level. Everything that had happened, and which scared both of them, was just a test for them. They started roaming in the mess for the next round, and a woman came in front of them. Miyata understood that this woman is also an abnormality here, and they have to turn back. But that child started crying and started going towards that woman. That child was getting very emotional, so Miyata picked him up and ran back, and in this way they crossed another level. But even after crossing this level and winning half the game, Miyata was not happy because he started getting worried about the child who was away from his mother. He felt pity for the child and held his hand tightly and promised himself that he would take the child to his mother. The next time when they were roaming in this mess, it was surprising that they did not see any change here. But the boy saw that the exit 8 board that was put up above had 8 written upside down on it this time. Such a small change which anyone ignores catches the child's mind, and they immediately turn back, and in this way they cross level 6 as well. Now only 2 levels were left. Mada knew that after that he would be free from this table. He would come back to his world, but don't know why the feelings inside him were very strange. When he started to circle the table again, suddenly a flood of water came from behind. Mita immediately wanted to go back with this child, but the child fell and came inside the flood. Miyata himself did not move forward. He went inside the water to save that child, and as soon as he went inside the water, Miyata's world changed. He started having strange visions, and he saw himself near the beach, where he saw that his friend was with him and this child who was with him in the mess at this time. He was seeing him as his family and his son. Here he was enjoying a lot with this child, and at this time he realized that being a father is not a burden, but it is a very beautiful feeling and a very beautiful relationship. Before he could think anything else, he felt a severe pain in his body, and he came back to reality. Miyata and that child were still stuck in the water. Miyata uses all his strength. He picks up that child and tries to keep him above the water. He hung the child on the board of exit 8, and he himself went floating with the flow of water. The scene cut, and the scene after some time was shown. When that little child woke up, he saw himself in a destroyed place. The kid turned back. Surprisingly, the kid still remembered all the routes and rules, and when he turned back, the number 7 was visible on the exit board, meaning that these people had crossed another level. The kid knew that now only the last level was left which he had to cross. But now Miyata was not with him. On the other hand, we were shown that Miyata had also finally reached the final level, i.e. level 8. He was surprised, not happy. He did not understand whether this was his victory or a trap. He could now clearly see the stairs ahead, and people were also walking on those stairs. He was confused whether he should go back or go ahead. Being confused, he moved forward, and he also called his friend from his phone. Now signals had also come in his phone, meaning he felt that he had come to the real world. He was finally free from this mess. When his friend picks up the call, Miyata says that I am ready to take this responsibility. Miyata realized that he is ready to become a father. Miyata now goes inside the metro. But the strange thing is that Miyata sees all the things inside this metro as if he has seen all these things before. In a short while, a child cries here and a man starts scolding the child and his mother. This is the same scene which we have seen in Miyata's mind earlier in the movie. Miyata looked around at the people. All those people were strange. They were busy with their phones, and here Miyata's heart broke. He understood that this time also he was trapped in the trap of the game. He had not cleared number 7 after number 6, and all this was also a trap. He was trapped in a loop, and he had made a big mistake. Seeing the abnormality, he did not go back towards the exit board but kept moving forward, and thus he is again stuck in the same loop from which he was trying to get out. And just by showing that, the movie ends here with the mystery of whether Miyata is free or remains stuck inside the same table.